The Blood of the Dawnwalker gameplay overview has finally dropped. Let's check it out right now. It's like a long one too, like 20 minutes, 21 minutes, something like that. I've been waiting to see actual gameplay of this game ever since it got announced. This is from ex CD Projekt Red devs, like ex Witcher 3 devs in Cyberpunk. So I'm really interested to see. This is a pre-beta version of the game. It's supposed to come out next year as well too. Looks like everything was recorded on PC.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video. Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests.
Okay.
It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svartro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins, or sabotage vampire blood transports.
Right.
But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own. For now, we're following the road. Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts.
So real quick, this is already, at least from a camera perspective and how the actual gameplay is looking, give me very much God of War vibes here. This is not Witcher 3 vibes to me. This is because the Witcher 3 and Witcher games are not this camera for one. This is definitely more of a very close-up God of War style camera. So that begs the question, how much like God of War is this game going to be, you know, in that regard? More so maybe than a Witcher game. You can't wait for this game? Same.
But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road. Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore. This will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system.
Wow.
Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies.
Okay,
Now,
I see the
when you
Witcherness a bit.
attack, you choose one of 4 directions: up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent where he's unable to parry. And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack.
Interesting.
On the left side of the screen, just above Cohen's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust, and now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time.
Wow.
Alright, time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually decapitated the last opponent.
Okay, that was very cool. So, at least, well, I guess it's not so much God of War outside just the camera. Just the camera itself seems very God of War. That's it. That was very much a mix of Witcher gameplay there, mechanics, with also including like some unique stuff there. Because I don't remember playing a third-person action game like this, where it's like you essentially go to a first-person view to activate a skill real quick, or whatever. Like they just showed in this manner where you're just doing it on the fly, and then the decapitation definitely is very Witcher-like to me. So, okay, a tiny bit of God of War with the camera only, Witcher-like, but also some new stuff in here. Now, I'm still wondering how that we're going to traverse the open world. I mean, we can't just always be on foot. What if we get like a horse or something?
Our hero quickly dispatched the bandits, so let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
Hmm.
First of all, let's replenish our health by eating something. And then take a closer look at this cool looking weapon we just picked up.
Okay.
Ah, it has better stats than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled up.
Kind of reminds you of For Honor with the way you have to use the right joystick to blocks and attacks. With directional attacks, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point in one of Cohen's skill trees. The skills in the Blood of Dawnwalker are divided into 3 trees. One for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two.
Okay.
We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level up the Frugal Witchcraft skill, so next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Cohen's health points.
So real quick, they say that how their magic works in this game is it all has a price, right? So it's all going to cost blood or something like that, I'm guessing. Now, with this being you as a character who essentially is Blade, a Daywalker, even though they're calling it Dawnwalker, but same thing, essentially. I would imagine there's going to be hopefully different builds, you can do in this, but also the build obviously like about lifesteal, taking life from your victims or whatever enemies, things like that, because you are a vampire technically, or at least half vampire or something like that. So I would imagine that the whole price of like abilities taking some of your life away, and the fact you can like reduce the amount if by putting certain points into certain parts of the skill tree, it's not going to matter that much in the long run, especially if you make the right build. So yeah, cool stuff though.
Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the vampire lord's feathers, so the gods will just wave us through.
Okay.
But the more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become.
Interesting.
So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
It's even bigger than I remembered. And it's grander than before. They're putting in new stained glass. The Knyaz doesn't deny the old faith.
Out of my face.
This is the rich district of the city, Silberkreis. There's also Altenmarkt, Neustadt, and the Middens. Each of the boroughs has its own feel and character.
Get your stinking ass out of here.
I was just passing through, I swear. I got tired.
You're gonna call him Daywalker as well? That's what I'm saying. Like these,
Looming
the
high
title.
over the city is Brensis's castle, Greifberg. He took it over when he slaughtered the human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year.
Yeah.
In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs.
Ooh.
We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
Right. But yeah, like that's how I look at it. He's a Daywalker. He's not a Dawnwalker.
What left me? I just want to.
And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. I mean, you do too, chat.
Let's check the map. The cathedral is really close. There's plenty of other places to see and things to do here. A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
Okay.
You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is called an Uriash. Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires.
Interesting. So they have different races, like fictional, mythical type of creatures and races
And
in
here
here.
we can see guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
What is it about?
Because I originally thought it was just humans and vampires, but nope. They just showed they got at least a third race in this universe.
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game. Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures or signal changes in the game's world.
You wonder if we can recruit humans, turn them into daywalkers as well to storm the castle? I don't know.
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
It's a prayer.
That would be interesting, though.
That's what we have to say.
I imagine you would have to have friendly allies on your side in some way, whether you manipulate them, control them, or do a favor for them, like favor for a favor, you know?
At the cathedral gates. Again, since Cohen isn't yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so. A new life joins our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine
What the?
est.
Is this some type of like crazy baptism? Because is that blood?
In sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen.
Because I'm wondering if that was blood they used or something.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe?
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
Am I? Perhaps. Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me. I'll take your confession.
Thank you.
Not much
but I have no
dialogue
need for
options or
confession.
choices though.
Ah,
Only two so far, like
you
each time.
deem your conscience clear.
Yeah, it
wouldn't
only
go
gives you
that
like
far.
two.
But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
Wait, how do you know his name? He didn't give him his name. Right?
What we saw right here was just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene. We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism. Creepy.
It was a blood
isn't it?
baptism.
The core
Okay.
feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night and has a different set of skills at his disposal.
Right.
And this is just one variable that affects our quests. Depending on when you tackle a particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different. So each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in.
So real quick. Okay, for those that don't know, the whole other concept or gimmick of the game is you have 30 days to complete your goal. As you see, if you're wondering, it says 22 days left in the top right corner there, right? That's because you only got 30 days total to do your thing. So you have to make each day count. And the fact that they're saying there's so many like narrative like choices or directions you go and things like that is making it seem like this game's going to be highly replayable. Just from a story standpoint, this is definitely going to have multiple endings, guaranteed.
I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example.
Okay.
During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Cohen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal. Bear in mind, Cohen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night.
So he just confirmed it. Like, you don't have to storm the castle here. You can abandon, do another quest, and do a different route in terms of, you know, defeating, like you just said, the I guess the main vampire dude or whatever the heck is the ultimate goal. So, yeah, like the fact that there's main story, like multiple main story paths you can take, different optional quests, obviously, or optional things you can do, is outstanding. Wow. Okay. Yeah. High replay value.
We're starting right after dusk as a vampire on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed and you will be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock.
Okay.
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean. This is Shadow Step, a unique vampiric ability allowing Cohen to jump to almost any place within his reach.
Nice.
Now let's take a good look around using the focus mode. This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here. This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows, you might come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities, and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed them.
Gotcha.
Maybe on someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard.
So it kind of reminds me a bit of Vampire.
Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink.
Oh, that's
just
cool.
a bit and knock your victim unconscious.
Okay.
Or go all the way and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
They Twilighted it. Wow. They made it like
Finally,
Twilight.
we are at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night. And the
Everybody wonder what I mean by that. If you've ever seen the Twilight movies, if you've not seen the Twilight movies, well, if you've seen the Twilight movies, you know what I'm talking about. If you've not seen the Twilight movies, essentially the way the vampires are set up in that universe is that they can, instead of taking blood from humans and living off that, they can live off blood of animals. It's not as good or make them as strong as, I think, drinking blood from humans, but, you know, they're essentially a family, and they're the main family, and they're, they've sworn off, you know, drinking blood from humans. So, yeah. So this game is giving you the option to essentially do that, where you can just drink blood of animals instead of humans if you want.
The entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
You've seen all the Twilight movies, unfortunately. So have I.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings smoothly. This will allow us to
That's
explore
cool.
every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
Yo, what's up, Pasha?
Better be quiet.
Now it was pure torture watching Twilight movies.
Where's Xanthi?
They weren't that bad.
What is she doing?
At least to me, they
Is
weren't
that a
that bad.
ritual for the blood gods? They're covering up the old paintings. Why? One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still.
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at. This way we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
Cool.
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us there's a group of blood guards, soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger, and one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthi, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
That's cool.
Don't think I don't see you skulking in the shadows. Come out! You're interfering with my task. Who are you?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, they chose it.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose of him.
Oh, boss fight? Yeah.
Cohen is
Interesting.
using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards
Wow.
are dual-wielding opponents.
He's
Their
going
attacks
Wolverine
are
on him.
pretty strong. Of
Or more
course,
like
even
Sabretooth,
when
actually.
fighting with claws, combat is still directional.
Yeah, he's
Don't
straight up
worry,
going
Cohen
Sabretooth
can
on him.
still
Let's
use
go.
his sword as a vampire.
Ooh, messing him up. Nice.
Only after defeating all three of the blood guards, Xanthi deems Cohen worthy of a challenge, and she descends to face him. She uses her blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks, like her blood whips, that hit Cohen from left and right.
Interesting.
Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability.
Mm-hmm.
Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, cause Xanthi is quick to counterattack, and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0, and Cohen will eventually explode.
Wow.
And
That's
remember,
that's
we were only
wild.
mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies. Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players. Otherwise, we could load the game and
that's
explore
it.
the cathedral without drawing her attention.
Yeah.
Or try to get to her while she's not surrounded by bodyguards.
Wow.
Xanthi, like all other vampire allies, has her own questline. Explore it, and you can learn more about her past, motivations, and maybe even try to reason with her. What you do is
Wow.
entirely up to you. Remember, our design principle is the narrative sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests. There's just different
Really?
stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure.
Oh, that's awesome.
But that's coming in 2026. For now, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this gameplay video presentation. We've just shown you a tiny glimpse of the blood of Dawnwalker. There's definitely more to come in the coming months, so stay tuned for any updates being posted on our social media profiles.
All right, guys, that was freaking awesome to check out. A lot more details than I expected. Very story driven, so many narrative ways and paths you can do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this very, very much. Got it wishlisted, coming out next year. So I'm not sure when we'll get more. This was kind of random. Like not exactly. I mean, they did say it was going to come as far as like a gameplay preview, but as far as like next time we see this, it might be Gamescom. I imagine if we don't get anything at Gamescom, Game Awards, because I don't think this will be a Tokyo Game Show. Who knows though? Who knows? They might just do their own thing again. They might just do their own thing like this again under Bandai Namco, and Bandai Namco just does things like, yeah, we just got some more information we're gonna share. You know. Either way, I'm excited. Like, this is cool. It's only God of War in terms of camera, and you know, sort of third person view of how the camera is in that aspect. But then it's like Witcher 3, like, but also different. You know, definitely different, but a little bit of vampire like too. If you've played the vampire game, in terms of like, it has some elements from that game. It's putting in here because obviously they're both vampire games, so you kind of have to, where you can choose like how, not necessarily how, but like, actually how you want to get your blood to survive, basically, or heal yourself in the game. Like you can get it from animals or people, and then apparently you can either drain enough blood from the person to knock them out, or you can drain all their blood and kill them. No clarification though yet if you can turn other people into vampires, Dawnwalkers, or Daywalkers as I like to call them. No clarification yet on that. Who knows? Because, I mean, he did say earlier you can essentially storm the castle with allies, NPCs. So I would imagine there's got to be something for that. Either you can maybe mind control them for your vampiric powers, or you favor for a favor type of thing, or pay them maybe, or I don't know, something else. What to see. But this is going to be more excited for the game, for sure. Let me know what you think in the comments below when it comes to this video. And if you enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.